Uh, Diane, I think when Chow says family can be complicated, it's never more appropriate than for Mai Ling. Where do we find her this season?
Oh, same old up in her little high tower. No, this season I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like you just meet her at a very secure and comfortable place, over the seasons of just gathering and conquering, whether it's money or manpower. So this season, I feel like as an actor, I got to really branch out and yeah, there's something about playing, charisma through my Ling that you've never seen before that really got me exciting and like this naive side of her when she gets to explore more of uh out what's out there in the pond and the possibilities and it was very um childlike for her in terms of just being able to go into a world not knowing the possibilities but being hopeful and yeah, so many layers this season were really exciting for me as an actor to play. But she's still, wanting all the things and
Quietly plotting murder.
I mean,
very quietly plotting murder.
it's maybe most apparent when she greets the English ladies for the tea service. It's everything you see for her, her darker side, her lighter side. It's all in this one particular scene, which is beautifully played out. Um, Olivia, you also have a wonderful arc this season. That's why I don't think can really truly pick a path for herself. She seems to either want to follow her heart, she needs to stay in Chinatown. Where does her heart truly lie? Or maybe do you not even know at this point?
I think, I think in Atoy's heart, she wants peace. I think she wants what so many of us want, which is, a world where you feel safe to be yourself, a world where you feel like you can be loved just for being there. And, she exists in a world where that's not really possible for women like her. So I think this season, Atoy, along with so many other characters, you see that she yearns for something different and dares to believe that it's possible. And then, of course, we see her arc from there go to a place of, that she ends up facing a life of regret for the choices that she made and believing that something better was possible for her. And I think that's the big theme for so many of the characters this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like the through line, as Chow says, is I've seen the smartest people do the stupidest things chasing love. Chow is maybe wise, the wisest of all the characters this season. We'll see though if that plays out with the gun running business or the gun creating business that he creates. 5 minutes in, we see him already regretting that choice. But this is such an incredible season for Chow as well. I love that he steps into so many different worlds. He's a part of the world with Mylene. He's a part of the world with the guys. He's got this gun running business and now money laundering as well, or at least falsifying money at this point. I mean, is there a line he won't cross?
Yeah. Chow is actually, in my mind, an extremely principled person. It's just not the principles that polite society agrees with. He fiercely protects his independence. He fiercely protects his freedom, partially born out of his trauma, partially because that's the leverage that he has, the currency he has. And I think that, like a lot of people who are considered on the outside, if you don't have the means to barter with the society you're trying to break into, you have to try to make your own rules to establish some sort of a toehold and establish some leverage. For Chow, he's decided that he's not going to be owned by anybody. And I think that there's a freedom to that, because if you're not going to be owned by anybody, that means you're not going to follow society's rules, because that's a type of ownership as well. So I don't consider him, say, an amoral person. I consider him actually quite a moral person. It just happens to be a singular sort of ironclad rule that he's following.
Well, we see that ever apparent when young hatchets the table in front of him and sort of questions his loyalty at that point
Mm-hmm.
as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that actually does bring what you've said true to life. We see that he does have principles. He says, loyalty above all, but
Mm-hmm.
also loyalty to himself as well. So that's an incredible arc we'll see for Chow this season as well. And I'm curious though, episode 8 says written by Hoon Lee.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Was that something you sought after, or were you surprised to see that you were gifted this incredible episode?
Well, it was something I talked to Jonathan about in season 2. He and I have a long working relationship and professional relationship and a long personal relationship as well. And I very much wanted to participate in this world more than I had in the past. And so we are comfortable discussing plot ideas, story issues, character, dialogue, and all those things. And I think he was just sort of generous in allowing me the opportunity to sort of audition for him as a writer towards the end of season 2. At the time, we didn't know we were going to be going under with the whole Cinemax ship. And so we had tentative conversations and plans to maybe get me into the writer's room in season 3, and then the whole thing went away. And we were like, all right, well, that's that. But when season 3 started up again, I was invited to the room. The entire writing staff, which is incredible, loving and dedicated, we break the story together, and then the individual scripts are kind of issued to a given writer. And I just felt very fortunate that I was able to write an episode where so many plot points pay off. There's such big spectacle in it. There's action in it. There's love in it. And I'm a giant romantic at heart, and I think it's one of our most romantic episodes. So I was really pleased to have a shot at it.
It's so beautiful. Dianne, what do you think it is about Warrior just continues to make it such a fan favorite series? Is it the edge of your seat watch? Is it the love story that's hidden within? Is it the action and adventure? Is it all of these things, and including the wonderful acting by each one of you?
I think a lot of it, the interest or the intrigue is a lot to do with the legacy of Bruce Lee. And so that first statement of, from the writings of Bruce Lee, I mean, that enough is able to pull in at least some intrigue. And then you have writers and creators that, I mean, our dialogue is so smart. I know I'm biased, but it really is so smart. And but our writing alone, and then you're right with that. The period drama, I think visually it's stunning. Our camera department, everyone behind the scenes is so talented. And all together, I mean, it's sexy, it's action-packed, it's drama-filled. Yeah, it's just such a special show. And I hope that the audience is excited for it to return because we really have outdone ourselves for season 3, I feel like.
I mean, the cinematography alone is just gorgeous. The
Gorgeous.
costumes, everything start to finish. So thank you all so much for taking your time to chat with me today. It's a beautiful series, and Hoon episode 8 is so special for so
Thank
many
you.
people. I can't wait for more people to get a chance to watch it.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Jamie.
Thanks, Jimmy.